Hi, got a ukulele back with the beginner's tip video. One of the first questions new ukulele players will probably ask, and that's all about, tell me about the sizes and the scales of the ukulele, the different sizes of uke. So I thought I'd do a video putting some up side by side is the best way to show that off. Just a bit of housekeeping from the off. Whilst we will look at the standard ukulele scales, which are soprano, concert, tenor and baritone, there are also variations on a theme between those. You've got short scale tenors, jumbo bodied concerts, long neck sopranos, smaller than sopranos, sopraninos and the like. Generally speaking though, with 90% of the instruments you buy, they will fit into fairly standard sizes. The other thing, no one ukulele is better than another. I've read some very weird stuff lately where bloggers have claimed that a tenor ukulele is an upgrade to a soprano. Absolute nonsense. They all have their place, they all have their tone, and that's what it's about. You play the ukulele scale that you like the tone of. None is better than another. None are easier to play than another. They all have their advantages and disadvantages in that regard. So just beware the myths out there because it's crazy. Starting off, the soprano scale ukulele, about 13 inches from here to here. It's the traditional ukulele scale. It's got a very staccato, bright, upbeat sound to it. What most people would associate with the ukulele, really. Sounds like a ukulele. Tuned the same way, we go up a scale. Bigger body, longer neck. The bigger uke here is the concert scale ukulele, usually about 15 inches scale length. I think they actually sound quite similar. A bit more resonant, really. That's what's happening. As you're getting the bigger body, you're getting a more resonant sound, but tuned exactly the same way. Going up again to about 17 inches scale length and putting them side by side for you. The bigger uke again is the tenor scale ukulele. This is the one that people seem to claim is better than a soprano. People also claim that it's deeper than a soprano quite often, which is again absolute rubbish. It is tuned in exactly the same way as a soprano. It's not deeper, it is just more resonant. There's a difference. So it's got a richer, fuller sound, but it's not deeper in terms of notes. So in those first three scales, we're all tuned traditionally G, C, E, A. But we go up again to about 19 inches scale length. The bigger one is the baritone, much bigger again. And the baritone can be tuned G, C, E, A, but traditionally is tuned D, G, B, E. Some people call it guitar tuning. It's not a guitar, but much more resonant because we have a bigger body, but again, much deeper now because we are actually tuned lower. They're your main sizes. I'm just going back to compare that baritone to the soprano. So you may have seen the sizes going up quite gradually, but now we can see the baritone is a whole lot bigger. Let's move back. Longer neck, much bigger body, and different sort of sound. Soprano sound, baritone sound. Still a ukulele. And then we have curveballs. This is a Sopranino, Pixie, Piccolo, whatever you want to call it. This is a lot smaller. Not only smaller than the baritone, but smaller than the standard soprano ukulele. Some people tune these a whole octave above a soprano, but I find it sounds too trebly. The ukulele's trebly enough. I've got this tuned CFAD as opposed to GCEA. The same relationship between the strings, therefore the similar chord shapes, but a lot very different again. And more confusion comes in when you have ukuleles like this, which is a Bruko tenor scale ukulele, which, surprise, surprise, actually is quite a bit smaller. This is a Kanile'a tenor, standard tenor size ukulele, Bruko tenor. Why do they call it a tenor? I don't know. But it's smaller than a tenor, and very slightly bigger than a concert. Seems like more like a concert to me, but they call it a tenor. That's fine, it doesn't matter, there's no rules. So just to recap, you've got soprano, tenor, concert, tenor, all tuned the same, baritone, traditionally tuned a bit deeper, sopraninos, smaller than sopranos, and variations on the theme in between all of them. None are better than the others. There is no king ukulele. If anybody gets snobby with you and says, well, I play a tenor and therefore I've got a better instrument than you, they're talking rubbish. Pick your ukulele based on the tone you want. You can have more than one, most people do. I mainly play tenors and sopranos because I like the difference between them. They are different enough for me to say I like that soprano because it's very staccato and bright. I like that tenor because it's very rich and resonant. And that's just me. You can play what you like. None are easier than the other. Don't say that a tenor is going to be easier on a new player because there's more space on the fingerboard. I think that's rubbish anyway. But they're slightly harder to hold, more of a stretch actually on some of the positions on the neck. They all have their place, and some people with enormous hands, I've got pretty big hands, can play a soprano quite easily. So there we are. I hope that helps.